We started the Meet Me Minute video on Friday with the photo scavenger hunt. You should have dragged all your photos onto the desktop. If you did not have any, you can hopefully add those now. And you're putting them all in the Meet Me Minute folder. The Meet Me Minute folder should be in your AVP stuff folder under First 6 Weeks Meet Me Minute. You should have also recorded a video of yourself talking about your photos, basically, talking about yourself, what you were going to say about yourself. And you should have exported that onto the desktop as a movie. You would have done that in Photo Booth. You could also do it on your phone as long as you end up with a movie file that you can work with. Then you just drag everything into your Meet Me Minute folder and drop it. And then it should have all your stuff in there. So I guess I'll just do that. I've already done it before, so it's asking if I want to replace or whatever, so I'll just replace. Okay, so now it's all in there. And I'm done with that now. So I'm going to open Premiere Pro is what you're going to do. It will take a while. It'll be bouncing for a while. And when it opens, it'll be in the Learning panel, which may look a little different than this. I think I moved this window by mistake. You want to be in the Editing panel. That's easier to work in. And if your windows ever get messed up, you can go to Workspaces, Reset to Save Layout, and then that's going to make it look normal again. Okay. So anyway, once you're in here, you probably won't have anything in your window. You'll click File, Import, and you're going to find that folder where everything is saved. And you are going to click all those files. Now if I click the top one and hold down Shift and click the bottom one, then that selects them all. I can also hold down Command and click individual ones. So I'm just clicking the JPEGs and the dot moves because those are the ones that Adobe Premiere is going to read and I'm going to use. Among this, you're just looking for your movie file. That's the one that is going to be your base of your assignment. And you're just going to click it and drag it over there. Okay, for some reason, it dragged all my photos, so I'm going to delete that. Now I've clicked here. Now I'm just going to drag this one. And it says the clip doesn't match the sequence settings. Well, I want the settings to match my movie, so I'm going to change sequence settings so that they match my movie. So now everything matches my base movie. And I'm going to listen to it and try to edit it to make sure it's smooth before I start adding B-roll. This is my A-roll.
Hi, I'm your teacher, Camille Turner. A little about myself. I graduated from Mesquite ISD. I studied film production in college. I was even a legal deposition videographer and editor for a little while after that. I've taught in Mesquite for 11 years, mostly teaching at KEOM, the district's radio station. I have a husband and 2 daughters. My oldest is 5. My youngest is heading toward a year. My youngest is getting close to being a year old.
Okay, so now you see I repeated that, so I have to choose which one I like best. And I actually, because I can hear people talking during the second one, I'm going to stick with the first one. So what I did is you go to the razor tool or press C to get the razor tool and you just cut where there was the repeat. And then you click the arrow tool and you just trim the edge. And I'm using my eyes to see this is a spot where I was not talking. So that's probably where I first said the statement. And now I'm just going to move that together and I'll listen back.
Radio station. I have a husband and 2 daughters. My oldest is 5. My youngest is heading toward a year.
Okay, that was an awkward movement of the head, but it'll be covered by video, so it's just a matter of do I want to worry about that or not. You can use these side panels here to shift how big or small your tracks are so you can see a little bit better.
The district's radio station. I have a husband and 2 daughters. My oldest is 5. My youngest is heading toward a year. In my free time, I like to hike, run long-distance races, and hang out with my family.
Okay, so there's that. It's edited. I'm ready to start adding my B-roll. You're going to add your B-roll up on the video tracks, and so the B-roll is just going to be what combines with the A-roll. I do want to point out, if your audio is too low, like you can't hear it very well, there are two ways to fix it. One is using this middle bar and raising it up. You probably want to do that before you cut your video, because as you can see, only half of mine is going up, and now I'd have to raise the other half. You want to get it to where over here it's hitting around -3.
Hi, I'm your teacher, Camille Turner. A little about myself.
So I could probably afford to raise mine 3 decibels.
I graduated from Mesquite ISD. I studied film production in college.
You just don't want it hitting the red up there. That would be too hot. But a lot of you have really low audio, and it won't go, it's still not high enough when it's up to 6 decibels. So you can right click and choose audio gain, and that gives you the ability to adjust gain to even higher. So you can make it 10 or 15 if you want, and then you'd hit OK. Okay, let's get to editing and adding our footage. You want to start with the person's face showing, because it's weird to just show pictures and no face. So my face has to start at the beginning.
Hi, I'm your teacher, Camille Turner. A little about myself. I graduated from Mesquite ISD.
Graduated from Mesquite ISD, so I'm looking for a Mesquite ISD pic. Oh, that would be you. I'm going to move it up onto video layer 3, and you can see why. Because now I have this small layer plus me behind it. I can make this picture bigger. There are 2 ways. The easiest way is right-click, scale to frame size. That will just make it fit the frame size, but that does not cover everything. So I can go to Effect Controls and scale it even more. Let's just keep this cursor on here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And now,
Graduated from Mesquite ISD. I studied film production.
Now it covers the whole thing.
In college.
And I'm talking about film production, so now I'm going to change over to my film production picture. Film production, that would be this. Despite what the picture might suggest, I did not go to the college in the 70s. You can see a little bit on the sides, so I can again scale this up. Just make sure you're clicking what you want to scale, and under Effect Controls, just increase it. But I don't want to cut off that guy's head. Okay, so that's a little bit better.
I was even a legal deposition videographer and editor.
And that's my next picture. Videographer and editor. Where is that guy? Oh, there it is. This picture is kind of, it's not the right color. Later we'll talk about how to white balance it and make it look like the right coloring. Okay. I want to show you another way. So maybe you don't want to always increase the size of your picture. Maybe you want just black behind it and you feel like that won't be noticed. You need to go to this new item down here, and you can either choose black video, that's just going to make a black video, or color matte. And then you can click OK, and you can tell it what color you want it to be. You could even use this eyedropper tool and choose a color sample that you want it to match. So I can make it that color. Okay. And then I can put that behind it. And that at least covers up the video. I don't really like that, so I'm going to delete that. And I would really prefer to scale it, but I guess just for the sake of leaving all the equipment in the picture, I'll put black video.
Videographer and editor for a little while after that. I've taught in Mesquite for 11 years.
Taught in Mesquite. Where's my video? You can see now I have this black. I can just stretch it out over the rest of what I want to do, so I don't have to keep making black video. Taught in Mesquite. Here's, no, that's KEOM. I don't have a me teaching in Mesquite picture, so I'm going to go back to just myself. So I got to cut a hole in this black video and show my face again.
Mesquite for 11 years, mostly teaching at K.
Okay. Bring in the KEOM picture now. Here we go.
Taught in Mesquite for 11 years, mostly teaching at KEO.
You can see this looks like it fits, but this guy's face is cut off. So we'll just right-click, scale to frame size. And now there's black, but at least we can see his face.
WIM, the district's radio station. I have a husband and 2...
Here we get to my husband and 2 daughters. That would be these guys. And you can just move these panels to wherever it makes it easier for you to work.
2 daughters. My old...
And that's where I go into talking about my oldest, so I'm just going to drag this over this way. My oldest. I got 2 of these. That's not cool. Let's delete that one. Okay. And I'm going to scale her to frame size. That's Javelin.
2 daughters.
Oops, I didn't fix that. Scale to frame size.
My oldest is 5. My oldest is 5.
And my youngest is Sienna. Let's do this one. Scale to frame size. I don't know about that one. Okay.
My youngest...
Oops. I like the one in the car. Okay. Ooh, you know what? I don't want to scale to frame size. I like this close up. I'm just going to change the scale on this one. So you can just click on this and drag it. And then you can actually change the position if you want to. So I can move her down a little bit so she's centered.
My oldest is 5. My youngest is heading toward a year. In my free time, I like to hike, run long...
There was an awkward pause there, so I just took that out.
My youngest is heading toward a year. In my free time...
Free time. I like to hike. Right click. This looks like it fits. I could just use it like that. But I want to show the background, so scale to frame size. So it's all a judgment call. I might just actually scale this up so that we can see the background and have a little...
I like to hike, run
long distance races. Oh, that would be this. Scale to frame size.
distance races and hang out with my family.
Okay, and really you should show the face of the speaker at the end, but as I told you before, I didn't stop and smile at the end, so it doesn't look that great. So I may just end on this picture.
Hi, I'm your...
Oops. Let me jump to the end here.
And hang out with my family.
Yeah, see, I look like I'm busy. I don't want to look like I'm busy. I want to look like I'm happy. So I'm going to stretch out this picture and end on that. Stretch out the black video too. Okay.
And hang out with my family.
Now, what I can do though is I can go into scale right here. Click that stopwatch. That shows that I want to animate it. Position right here. Click that. That shows I want to animate it. And then at the end, I want it to do a little bit of a zoom. So now, after I've moved that over, I'm just going to increase this, position it a little bit lower, so we're still in the picture. Plus we got that Texas flag in the back. That's nice. Okay, let's see how fast that goes.
Free time, I like to hike, run long distance races, and hang out with my family.
Okay, then you're ready to save, and you need to export. That's the last step. So go to Export Media. Your format should be H.264. And then you need to click this, because here you're going to change the title. You're going to call it 3A underscore meet Turner, last name, first initial, underscore meet me minute, and underscore I scripted this. And it's saving on the desktop, so you can find it and drag it in.